Hello, my friends. I went missing yesterday because I basically didn't do anything yesterday. Nothing worth reporting on, that's for sure. Just wasn't feeling all that spiffy and wasn't on my feet, so I didn't get out. So not much happened. So I decided while I was sitting on the couch and doing a bunch of nothing to be a little more careful about what we're eating. You understand the irony of that in a few minutes. So I decided to put together a shopping list and get out shopping. I didn't know for sure when I'd be able to, but I was getting ready to. And get some healthier stuff in. We don't eat wrong necessarily when we go out, but you never know what's in the food. And I don't like the fact that I've been feeling punky more often than not. So it was time to see what could be done about that. So today was errand day. It started off by finding a new duck. We'd seen these a couple of times. Actually, we had seen them at a local golf course. And there's always a collection of ducks and geese and turtles and a little bit of everything lined up along the waterways on this particular golf course. And we saw these guys, a couple days ago. We went by and we were a little confused. We're like, we don't recognize that critter. And it's like, we're very territorial at this point about where we live. And we think we know all the critters that we're going to come in contact with. So anyway, today when we went by, they were sitting still, a gaggle of them. Here they are. And I was able to get zoomed in on them and couldn't recognize what they were. They had the shape of the cormorants that we often see sitting down at the marina. They tend to hang out with the seagulls certain times of the year. But they weren't quite right color, and they definitely didn't have the right beak color. So got home and did my research, and I found out that they are, let me look it up here again because I'll forget what it was when I looked it up. They are double-crested cormorant. So we at least knew that we were looking at a cormorant, but we hadn't seen this particular breed before. So that was kind of exciting for us to see something different and then come home and, of course, research it to find out what the heck was that. And I haven't read enough yet about them to know. The cormorants don't seem to stay here year-round. I don't know where they go. I have to research that. So I'm assuming these guys will be like their brothers and sisters we see down at our pier, and they will disappear. Speaking of the pier, when we were out on our errands today, we kept seeing trucks pulling boats. That's another big sign of the season here. We're not allowed, I don't think, to put boats in our marina here until the 1st, because I don't think people pay their slip fees. I think the season starts the 1st of April. But a lot of people, even if they can't put their boats in public marinas or slips yet, will have them taken out of storage and then brought to their houses so they're ready to put them in. So today when we were out, we kept seeing trucks pulling boats. And we loved the fact that for us now, that's a sure sign of spring. Another week or so, and we'll be drum rolling and announcing the first boat going in our marina. And as soon as they're allowed to, there are some people who live here full time, their boats are going to go in right away because they want to get out and they want to get fishing. And then we headed off to BJ's. The meal plan I put together for us is very heavy on vegetables, and we don't really have a good source of vegetables around here. Does that sound odd? We live in the country, but we bemoan the availability of good vegetables. The farmland around here is planted and harvested for in support of the poultry industry in particular, because that's a big industry here in Delaware, and for feed. So while we have all this farmland around us, not much of it is grown for vegetables. There are farm stands that you can drive quite a distance to get to. And the only ones we found that were organic were way too expensive, but we did find some places to go and get vegetables. Very inconveniently to go and get vegetables, especially once the season starts and the traffic for the summer people picks up. BJ's is the best place for us. They have the biggest selection. I shot this angle looking down the length of the produce section. And it goes all the way to that back wall there that you see in the picture. A good variety. They come from all different kinds of places. Some are organic, some are not. In all honesty, because of price, I can't make organic my top priority. Certain things I try and buy organic, what they call the soft vegetables, with a very permeable skin. But in general, I'm just glad to get vegetables, to tell you the truth, no matter where they come from and whether they're organic or not. They're going to put a Whole Foods in here this summer. Whether I could afford them or not remains to be seen. I'm willing to spend more money on vegetables than I am on most things, but it has to do with quality too. So BJ's, it's about I don't know, I guess close to a half-an-hour drive from here, so it's a bit of a drive out. It's a nice drive. I mean, it's not a bad drive, and it gets a little weird come the season because it's on another main road that heads to the beaches. So a lot of people will stop. Delaware doesn't have taxes on food. A lot of people will stop going or coming to the beaches to stock up on tax-free shopping for their groceries. So that gets a little crazy for 3 months of the year too, but not today. So I wasn't so sure how it was going to work, whether I was going to be able to stand up and keep walking, but hanging on to a shopping cart, I was able to do what I had to do. So went to BJ's and realized that by the time we got home, because there's another couple stops we had to make, that I wasn't going to have any leg left. And I was starting to lose it after BJ's, to tell you the truth. And decided to stop and get dinner. And this is hysterical. After I told you about wanting to focus on eating healthier, this is what came when we ordered our dinner. No, we didn't eat all that. We got something that was very inexpensive. It was called a sampler. So we figured it was going to have like a little mini version of the chili relleno and the enchilada and whatever the other things were that were on it. It ends up it was all full size of those things. Like we were totally shocked when this girl brought these 2 plates worth of food out. That's for each of us, mind you. And she saw our faces and she laughed at us. I was like, well now, we weren't expecting that. So I got, I guess less than half of mine eaten. Didn't touch the rice and the filling stuff, and ended up eating the inside of the enchiladas and didn't eat the tortilla part. I felt bad that we ended up not bringing it home in like a doggy bag, but Mexican food doesn't do too well heated up. It just gets mushy. So, oh well. It was very inexpensive, so we didn't waste a lot of money per se, but we did waste some food. And we laughed at ourselves because that arrives and we're looking at each other going, I just spent, over an hour in BJ's buying vegetables so we eat more healthy, and we got this sitting in front of us. Yeah, that's how that went. And I snapped a picture. Well, I hope it comes out where you can see it clearly. They have these really neat lamps over top the bar area that were punched tin in a sun cutout. They were the prettiest lamps. I hope the pictures came out so that if they did, you're looking at them now. And if they didn't, then you're looking at my face. And then after that, we drove back cross country again. I think I have some pictures of that trip. And then I stopped at a liquor store because tomorrow night the ladies come here. So I picked up a couple things to have when they're here tomorrow night. I got some hummus and some veggies to dip in it and some macaroons and then some wine. Whatever woman's hosting it does the munchy things. That way you don't have to worry about bringing it in between. And it works out good that way. And then to the regular grocery store for the things that either BJ's doesn't have, or downside to shopping in BJ's when you live in a small house is you can't buy massive quantities of things or the large containers of things. You don't have any place to store that. So I still had to stop at the grocery store for the bits and pieces of things that BJ's either had in too large a sizes or didn't have. By the time I came out of the grocery store, I have to say, I was kind of shot and in a lot of pain. So, got the groceries home. They are sitting in the kitchen waiting for me. I thought, you know what? I'm going to get off my feet. I'm going to do this vlogged so that there's a vlog today. That way I can get it to uploading, because I am using the high def camera, which means it'll take quite some time to upload. And then I'm going to go in and take care of the things in the kitchen. Most of it, since it's veggies, there wasn't anything. The only thing we got that had to go in the refrigerator was yogurt. Nothing else had to go in the refrigerator. Managed to spend, $260. Ouch. Big time. But I hadn't been to BJ's in a while, so some of the things that I buy there that I don't buy anyplace else, household items, personal items, things like deodorant and laundry detergent and household cleaners, some things that I use, I get it there because it's just so much cheaper than in the grocery store. And so probably a third of what we spent today had nothing to do with food. But that's okay. As always, I was very glad that it was worth the trip out. I remind myself every time we make that trip out that there's veggies at the other end that are worth driving for. So when I'm done with this and it's doing its upload thing, I'll put those things away. Do I have anything else for you? I don't think I have too much else. It was a beautiful day today. It's supposed to get warmer again as the week goes by. I have to admit, I'm looking forward to that. I think the problem is those warm days we had, my body settled into that pattern. Then when it got cold again, it's like every joint in my body just seized up on me. I'm really having some motor problems. I didn't make it to church on Sunday. And that was a bummer. It was called Newcomer Sunday, where they welcome those of us who have just joined the church. So I didn't get a chance to celebrate that. That's kind of a bummer, isn't it? Do I have any Ask Annie questions? Well, if I do, you'll see one next. One of you asked me, had I ever thought about writing or publishing? Yes, my dream my whole life was to publish. I don't think I was ever quite clear on exactly what topic, but pagan spirituality, or Wiccan spirituality. The problem was that I was all gung-ho to do that when I was in my 40s, and that's when all the Llewellyn books started coming out, and it's just, in all honesty, I didn't want to be a part of that. Yeah, a little bit of a snotty attitude on my part, but I didn't like what I was saying, and I just didn't want to be part of that club. So I didn't do anything about it, but the thing is, I also probably didn't have the time to devote to it. One of my dreams in retirement was to make that dream come true, and it's happening slowly. Everyone who's been through the year and a day that is the secret of the season of the Seeker program knows that they got plenty of writing from me. 6 or 7 pages twice a week for the 2 sessions that were part of that are still part of that program. That's actually the book that I'm writing. And I had hoped as this winter went by to be editing that and getting it up. I'm going to self-publish. I'm not interested in dealing with a publisher. Had one publisher interested. But those of you who have actually published with a publisher know that then they start telling you what they want from you and what they don't want from you. And it's just not what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in it. I'll never make any money off of this. I have no reason to kiss a publisher's ass, excuse me for putting it that way, but I have no motives behind publishing except to put out there parts of what my practice is and what my teachers taught me and what I've made of it in the length of my life. And Season of the Seeker Elemental Balancing is in the process of being edited. My plan to have it done this winter didn't happen because of the problems I had with reading and writing when I had the lupus flare the last 3 months of the year. It's going to happen. I just can't say when. I'm self-publishing. I think I'm probably going to use, was it Lulu? I think it's Lulu. Simply because it costs me less there, and I can sell it for less. And that's the whole idea. So it will happen. I'm enjoying the editing process that I'm involved with right now. It is only frustrating to me because I am self-editing and I'm not an editor. You know, I can't afford to pay to have any assistance in the sense of making it professional or professionally edited. So I have to proofread and copy read, and everything I own. So it's very tedious and not necessarily so fun at this point. But since I'm not really putting this out as a mass market thing, I'm putting it out for those with specific interest in elemental balancing, and they're more interested in that than how polished and professional the appearance of the book is from a copyright and editing standpoint. Now, I don't mean that I'm terrible and I make typos every line, but it's not going to be... I remember when... Oh, who was it? Oh, what's her name? Maxine Saunders. When she put out Firechild, a fantastic book, an insight into her life and into Alexandrian practices, and a really fascinating book that she was mocked for the typos in the book, the grammar problems or the actual typos. Maxine Saunders mocked. Wow. I guess it's going to happen to me too. Not that I'm in Maxine's same category, but my point is that if folks will be disrespectful of Maxine because she didn't hire an editor for whatever reasons, maybe money was her problem too. I guess I'm going to get ridiculed up one side and down the other. It is what it is. But it's still more close to happening than it was a year ago. And it's going to be exciting for me when it happens. And I'm looking forward to it. So, yes, I've never been a writer of a book or that kind of writing. I've always been a journaler, a vlogger, a journaler, a snippet recorder rather than a long tome of any kind. So this is something that's new for me. I certainly enjoyed writing for the season of The Seeker. I actually enjoyed writing more than I did the videos, come to think of it. Because it was me and the words, and then the sharing of the words, and none of this electronic and editing and uploading and all this stuff that comes along with doing videos. Although I think the videos are important because they made a connection between me and the seekers who were and are taking the program. So, that's a question that I received. I've got some others that I got in email too. That one was a comment on a video. And so I do have some others that I will get to in time. And so far the questions I've got have all been very, very interesting. I only received one that was too personal. I would never consider answering. But I think the person who asked it might have been asking it tongue-in-cheek, knowing that, you know, there's some places I'm just not going to go in a video that the whole world can see. So all is well. It was a very, very good day. I have tiny moments to end this video with. I hope you have been having a very good day too.